What's up guys, hope you're having an awesome day today and thanks for checking out my video. I always thought it was cool when I found Pokedex entries that mentioned other Pokemon because it allowed me to get a better understanding of how these Pokemon interact with each other in the wild. Some of them have rivalries, some of them help each other out, and some of them share ancestry with each other. So I thought it might be cool to go through and choose some of my favorite entries from all of Gen 1 Pokemon and make a video on them. But here it is, Pokedex entries that mention other Pokemon Gen 1. Metapod. Its hard shell doesn't crack a bit even if Pikipek pecks at it, but it will tip over, spilling out its insides. Butterfree. Its wings are covered in toxic scales. If it finds bird Pokemon going after Caterpie, Butterfree sprinkles its scales on them to drive them off. Nectar from pretty flowers is its favorite food. In fields of flowers, it has heated battles with Cutiefly for territory. Pidgeotto. The claws on its feet are well developed. It can carry prey such as an Execute to its nest over 60 miles away. Pidgeot. When hunting, it skims the surface of water at high speeds to pick off unwary prey such as Magikarp. Its outstanding vision allows it to spot splashing Magikarp even while flying at 3,300 feet. Rattata. When the sun goes down, it becomes active. It runs around town on a chase for good food for the boss of its nest, Raticate. Raticate. It forms a group of Rattata which it assumes command of. Each group has its own territory and disputes over food happen often. It has an incredibly greedy personality. Its nest is filled with so much food gathered by Rattata at its direction, it can't possibly eat it all. It commands a nest of Rattata. Different nests don't get along, whipping up severe fights over feeding grounds. Ekans moves silently and stealthily, eats the eggs of birds such as Pidgey and Spearow whole. Raichu. Because so many trainers like the way Pikachu looks, you don't see this Pokemon very often. Raichu. It's believed that the weather, climate, and food of the Alola region all play a part in causing Pikachu to evolve into this form of Raichu. Sandslash. It climbs trees by hooking on with its sharp claws. Sandslash shares berries it gathers, dropping them down to Sandshrew waiting below the tree. Nidoran female. Females are more sensitive to smells than males. While foraging, they'll use their whiskers to check wind direction and stay downwind of predators. It uses its hard incisor teeth to crush and eat berries. The tip of a female Nidoran's horn is a bit more rounded than the tip of a male's horn. Nidorino. When it senses danger, it raises all the barbs on its body. These barbs grow slower than Nidorinos. Nidoran male. Small but brave. This Pokemon will hold its ground and even risk its life in battle to protect the female it's friendly with. Nidoking. When it goes on a rampage, it's impossible to control. But in the presence of a Nidoqueen it's lived with for a long time, Nidoking calms down. Vulpix. If you carelessly approach it because it's cute, the boss of the pack, Ninetales, will appear and freeze you. Parasect. The large mushroom on its back controls it. It often fights over territory with Shiinotic. Dugtrio. A team of Diglett triplets. It triggers huge earthquakes by burrowing 60 miles underground. These Diglett triplets dig over 60 miles below sea level. No one knows what it's like underground. Meowth. It loves shiny things. It often fights with Murkrow over prey they're both trying to catch. When visiting a junkyard, you may catch sight of it having an intense fight with Murkrow over shiny objects. It washes its face regularly to keep the coins on its forehead spotless. It doesn't get along with Galarian Meowth. Persian. It has a high opinion of itself, although not to the same extent as Alolan Persian. It's quite difficult to make friends with this Pokemon. Although the jewel on its forehead appears to be a different color than those of Alolan Persian, it's mostly made of the same material. Its elegant and refined behavior clashes with that of the barbaric Berserker. The relationship between the two is one of mutual disdain. Growlithe. While it's quite friendly towards humans once it's grown used to them, in the wild it must be quite fierce to defend its territory from Rockruff. Machop. Machop exercises by hefting around a graveler as if it were a barbell. There are some Machop that travel the world in a quest to master all kinds of martial arts. Though small in stature, it is powerful enough to easily heft and throw a number of Geodude at once. Once this Pokemon has gained enough confidence and muscle from training with its friends, it challenges Makuhita to a battle. Golem. Because it can't fire boulders at a rapid pace, it's been known to seize nearby Geodude and fire them from its back. Slowbro. Slowbro's tail has a shelter firmly attached with a bite. As a result, the tail can't be used for fishing anymore. This causes Slowbro to grudgingly swim and catch prey instead. Whenever Shelter bites down on its tail, it gives Slowbro a flash of inspiration, which it forgets a moment later. Spacing out is basically all it does. It turns back into Slowpoke if its tail, along with Shelter, breaks off. Mega Slowbro. When bathed in the energy of Mega Evolution, Shelter converts into impregnable armor. There is virtually no change in Slowpoke. Having been swallowed whole by Shelter, Slowbro now has an iron defense. It's pretty comfortable in there too. Under the influence of Shelter's digestive fluids, Slowpoke has awakened, gaining a great deal of power and a little motivation to boot. Slowbro. A Shelter bite set off a chemical reaction with the spices inside Slowbro's body, causing Slowbro to become a poison-type Pokemon. If this Pokemon squeezes the tongue of the Shelter biting it, the Shelter will launch a toxic liquid from the tip of its shell. Magneton. The Magnemite are united by a magnetism so powerful it dries all moisture in its vicinities. It is actually 3 Magnemite linked by magnetism. It generates powerful radio waves that raise temperatures by 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit within a 3,300 foot radius. When 3 Magnemite link together, their brains also become one. They do not become 3 times more intelligent. Dodrio. When one of Doduo's 2 heads splits, it forms a unique species. It runs close to 40 miles per hour in prairies. Dugong. It swims through the ocean at a speed of 8 knots, searching for Pokemon that will become its prey. It's especially fond of Wishy-Washy. Cloyster. Slowpoke tails are its favorite food. It has been known to come up on land to look for Slowpoke from time to time. Onix. Burrows at high speeds in search of food. The tunnels it leaves are used as homes by Diglett. Drowsy. A Pokemon that nourishes itself by eating dreams. It is thought to share common ancestry with Munna and Musharna. Hypno. In Alola, Kamala is Hypno's main target. It rarely harms people. Execute. 6 of them together form a full-fledged Pokemon. It's often hunted by Crabrawler but uses Psychokinesis to drive it off. Executor. Legend has it that on rare occasions, one of its heads will drop off and continue on as an Execute. If a head drops off, it emits a telepathic call in search of others to form an Execute cluster. Executor originally came from the tropics. Its head steadily grows larger from exposure to strong sunlight. It is said that when the head falls off, they group together to form Execute. Executor. The strong sunlight of the Alola region has awakened the power hidden within Execute. This is the result. Cubone. When it thinks of its deceased mother, it weeps loudly. Mandibuzz that hears its cries will attack it from the air. At night, it weeps loudly for its dead mother, but those cries only attract its natural enemy, Mandibuzz. Marowak. Marowak is the evolved form of a Cubone that has overcome its sadness at the loss of its mother and grown tough. This Pokemon's tempered and hardened spirit is not easily broken. This Pokemon is out for vengeance on its natural enemy, Mandibuzz. it throws bones like boomerangs to try to take it down. It throws bones at Mandibuzz to knock it down. It's thought that Marowak is trying to avenge its parent. Wheezing. Where two kinds of poison gases meet, two coughings can fuse into a wheezing over many years. If one of the twin coughing inflates, the other one deflates. It constantly mixes its poisonous gases. It can't suck in air quite as well as Galarian wheezing, but the toxins it creates are more potent than those of its counterpart. Hedra. An examination of its cells revealed the presence of a gene not found in Horsey. It became a hot topic. Staryu. This Pokemon gets nibbled on by Lumineon and others. Thanks to its red core, it regenerates fast, so it's unconcerned by their snack attacks. Pinsir. One solid blow from its horns is enough to split apart a large tree. Its greatest rival in Alola is Vikavolt. It gets into territorial disputes with Vikavolt. For some reason, it apparently gets along well with Heracross and Alola. Magikarp. For no reason, it jumps and splashes about, making it easy for predators like Pidgeotto to catch it in mid. Gyarados. When Magikarp evolves into Gyarados, its brain cells undergo a structural transformation. It is said that this transformation is to blame for this Pokemon's wildly violent nature. Ammonite. Ammonite lived in the seas of antiquity. Its fossils have been found bearing bite marks from Archeops, so apparently Archeops preyed on it. Amistar. Apparently it cracked Shelter's shell with its sharp fangs and sucked out the insides. Its heavy shell is thought to be the reason this ancient Pokemon died out. It's apparently a distant ancestor of Octillery. Snorlax. Its stomach is said to be incomparably strong. Even Muck's poison is nothing more than a hint of spice on Snorlax's tongue. Mewtwo. Its DNA is almost the same as Mew's, however its size and disposition are vastly different. A Pokemon created by recombining Mew's genes, it's said to have the most savage heart among Pokemon. Created from the DNA of Mew, this Pokemon is a dangerous combination of overwhelming power and a savage heart. Thank you so much for checking out my video. If you enjoyed it, or maybe if you learned something new, why not give the video a like and subscribe? It greatly helps the channel and helps me get a better understanding of what kind of content you guys like to see. That's it for this video. Have an awesome day, everyone.